Measures are now set in place to ensure that cases of COVID-19 will not spike as Cebu City downgrades to general community quarantine according to IATF. More in this live report of Nico Sereno of GMA Regional TV Balitang Bisdak. Nico?
Yes, Sil, with the exodus of locally stranded individuals both inbound and outbound here in Cebu, the IATF has outlined measures to ensure everyone's safety. Now that Cebu City is under GCQ, many locally stranded individuals are eager to go back to their respective provinces. Among those excited to travel back home is Rudy Soriano. He has been stranded in Cebu for 5 months.
Okay naman po. Salamat po, makakauwi na.
18,000 LSIs in Cebu City are still awaiting approval to travel home. According to Cebu City Councilor Joel Garganera, Deputy Chief Implementer of the IATF, they still need to coordinate with their counterpart LGUs who will be receiving these LSIs. And anticipating the thousands of returning Cebuano LSIs, Garganera said health protocols will be strictly employed.
So in other words, walay mugawas sa port area without the approval sa mga LGUs.
In Cebu Province, which is still under MGCQ, guidelines from different LGUs are also in place when receiving LSIs. With the recorded 73 deaths from COVID-19, Talisay City is still under GCQ and will still implement existing health protocols such as quarantine control checkpoints.
But as far as law enforcement is concerned, I would like to remind the people that the level of enforcement will not degrade.
Meanwhile, with Mandaue City still on extended GCQ, the LGU is calling out for more contact tracers. Additional contact tracers are needed to improve the city's COVID-19 tracing in the barangays. A tracer will receive 12,000 pesos monthly salary and will be considered a job order employee.
Related sa mga health nga mga courses. Priority man ang kanang mga health allied nga mga courses o criminology as may be needed subject sa availability of funds.
In related news, because of the implementation of quarantine protocols, cases of online sexual exploitation increased. This according to the International Justice Mission in close coordination with the Australian Federal Police. An IJM officer said the group already carried out 5 rescue operations in the province of Cebu since the lockdown was implemented.
They were able to also see that CSCM, child sexual exploitation materials ng mga websites were crashing down because of high traffic to these sites. Daghang ni access ana nga sites to the extent nga ni crash na ni nga mga websites.
Still today on the start of the implementation of the general community quarantine status in Cebu City, a one-time big-time operation was launched. Around lunchtime, more than 100 quarantine violators were apprehended and were made to undergo a seminar on health and safety protocols. Common violations include leaving their houses without quarantine passes. Despite the downgrade of the quarantine status in the city, authorities warn that strict protocols are still in place, including police checkpoints set up around the city. Some establishments have already reopened, including places of worship. The Basilica Minore del Santo Niño has started to accept pilgrims and devotees, but strict protocols are being implemented. Meanwhile, locally stranded individuals are starting to flock to the pier area to purchase their tickets for the resumption of their trips back home. Several documents such as travel authority and medical clearance are strictly required before LSIs are allowed to travel. Sil?
Thank you, Nico Sereno.